what happens when you've had vaser liposuction to your body. So what happens is that you get swollen. And so for the first 2 weeks, what we do is very, very gently work with lymphatic drainage, using and stimulating the lymphatic system that lies just in your skin, which is why it needs to be so light. If it's not that light, what we end up doing is crushing the lymphatic vessels, and then you actually end up with more problems. Now, many people will think that, you know, this isn't actually doing anything, and then a day later or 2 days later, what will happen at that point is that you swell back up again. But this is a really good sign, because what it means is that the fluid that was there has gone and new fluid has come back. That's the natural healing process. Now, if you go harder than that, it creates inflammation, and the cytokines start really being overactive in your inflammation system, which means that later on down the line you end up with hard fibrosis. Okay, so you can feel hard directly after liposuction, but that's a different kind of hard to fibrosis. The hard that you feel the first couple of weeks after liposuction is because your fluid is building, and you need to have this gentle lymphatic drainage a lot more regularly. So that's like your first 2 weeks. If after your first 2 weeks you're feeling hard, then that's more like this compression, and it's like a soap kind of substance, and you feel bruised with it, like a different kind of bruise to actually being bruised from the surgery. And so that is when we need to start working with deeper methods at that point, and, you know, different types of techniques. So that is the reason. If you have a pocket of fluid that moves, and it's like a pillow, you kind of press it in one place and it pops up in another, that's a sign that there's a seroma. And so that is something that needs to be drained by a specialist nurse, and not all nurses can drain these seromas. So we do have some that we can recommend you to if that's where you're at, but just general fluid shouldn't be drained. That should be moved through your lymphatic system.